You're not lazy, you're just not working smart. And I feel like a lot of people get that confused. A lot of people work 40-hour shifts, and then when they get home, all they do is play video games, smoke, and hang out with their friends. That 40-hour work week doesn't just disappear. Most people in the world work 40-hour shifts. Just because it's normal does not mean that the person is not doing anything. It just means that when they do have time, they're misusing it. How are you misusing your time? I'm a believer that whatever you're willing to put in to somebody else's organization or somebody else's company is what you should put into yourself. So that means every weekend you don't have to go party, but how about instead start doing something that pertains to your life in a positive way? Go and write. Go make content if that's what you're into. Go bang out those hobbies and those chores that you've been having sitting there for a long time. Do something productive, because a lot of the time people seek temporary freedom so they can feel like they're living life. And a lot of people aren't living, they're surviving. That's why you have a lot of people that like to go out, a lot of people that like to go hang out with their friends and not lock in on themselves. And that ties into something bigger than I can probably explain in just a 10-minute video for you. Because to sum it up, I would say a lot of people just don't value themselves in the time that they're willing to put in themselves, suffer from that. If you don't value yourself, you're not going to take care of yourself. You can have clean hygiene and eat the best foods, but if you're going to go out into the world and be around losers and allow other people to bring you down, do you really value yourself? You have to put yourself in a position of thinking, what is it I can do to get myself the life that I want? If the life you want has something to do with a 9-to-5, it's nothing wrong with that. If the life you want is just being a mother, raising children, and your husband is the breadwinner, it's nothing wrong with that. But I'm talking to those people that's out here like, I want to be great, I want to be a millionaire, I want to win. I'm talking to you right now. You have to be willing to put the same amount of work into yourself. Let's do some math together, right? There's 168 hours a week, right? You can't change or take that. Now, we have to subtract 40 hours for a person that works an average 9-to-5. Then we also have to subtract time for going to sleep. You would be at around 79 hours that you have free. That you use your time for. What are you doing in your free time? And you can't just blame it on, oh, well, it's time management. No, you're not thinking highly of yourself. You need to be able to take away from every situation. And what you need to take away from this video that's playing in front of you right now is that maybe I'm not making enough time for myself, and I need to start taking myself serious. Like I told you at the beginning of the video, you're not lazy. You're just not working smart. So the same way you work 40 hours a week and you come home and you chill and you play the game, you do this and do that, you still got something done this week. You went to work. You woke up. Whether you got there later on time, you showed up to that job. You left that job. You ate every day of the week for most of the people that can afford it. Shout out to the people that can't afford it. God bless you. Things are coming. Obviously, if you're watching my video, you're taking a step in the right direction to try to change that. And I hope that this helps you. But take time and make schedules. Schedules are just goals. That's all it is. You take your week schedule for work, right? The goal is 8 hours a day. You don't want to call off. You don't want to miss no days. You want a full paycheck. The goal is to come in, do the 40 hours and leave. That's it. That's all they are. So go home and do the exact same thing. If you have 24 hours, which is 48 hours on the weekend, that's all yours and is uninterrupted for the people that can actually take time. You mean to tell me you can't take 8 hours out that day to figure out something you want to do for yourself or growth? Even if you're watching kids, you could watch a video on your phone while they watching TV and figure out how to come up with a plan to make your life better. You don't have to just be a superstar. You don't have to be a YouTuber. You could be a person that simply just wants to have more control over their finances when their check come in, or have a better idea of what it is that they're trying to attack or obtain in life. Because some people don't have expectations for where they want to be. They just have an idea of what that is. So where you lack in planning, pick up the slack. There are so many times where people have the idea of making a schedule, and then they make the schedule and don't stick with it. So you want to stick with that schedule. So let's start off with a little 3-step program real quick. Number 1, let's write out everything that we want to do. Figure out what it is that interests you. Then actually come out with times that you're going to take to study said goal. So if you want to open up a business, why don't you learn about what it takes to open a business? Watch YouTube videos, ask questions to people around you that may know somebody that owns a business. Look into what it takes to obtain an LLC, etc., etc. Step 2, now that you've identified your goals, what you're going to want to do with those goals is you're going to want to start putting them in places where you can't avoid them. Put them somewhere on a whiteboard in your room where you got to walk past it every day. Put it as your wallpaper on your phone so you have to look at it every day. Set reminders in your phone to remind you of the goals that you have. Now, step 3, now that you've identified the goals, you put the goals in a place where it's unavoidable. Now 3, start accomplishing said goals. Start practicing certain things that are going to allow you to open your mind to be more susceptible to rewarding yourself with those goals. The more you accomplish those goals, the better you're going to feel about yourself, because you're going to see that you're now getting results from the things that you're putting into the universe, for the work that you're putting in for yourself. Instead of going in and putting 40 hours at work, when you go in and you go home and you put at least 40 hours into yourself, you can sit there and say, you know what, I spent 8 hours learning about day trading. I spent 8 hours learning about opening a business. I spent 8 hours about learning how to fish, or whatever your goals are. You can sit there and say you genuinely accomplished something. And now you have a skill and more conversation to reach and talk about the people, to talk about with the people around you, which makes you a more interesting person overall. Your energy is going to get higher, and on top of that, you're going to have valuable lessons to teach your children and the future people that are going to be having their impact on the world. It's not always about sitting here and chilling and smoking. Sometimes it's just about taking those little steps to make yourself better, so you can be the person that you deserve to be for you. Because at the end of the day, when you go in the world, people are going to mistreat you. They're going to talk about you behind your back. They're going to hate on you. They're going to treat you like the things that come out your mouth does not matter. So if we know that the world is going to hate you, and by history they killed the perfect man, obviously that means the person you need to look out for the most is yourself. So take this information and do what you will, but don't say you're lazy. Just say you're not working smart. And stop being so quick to judge people because you can't see what they're doing. 9 times out of 10, it's just that people don't want to share what they're doing, because when other people find out what they're doing, their negative energy leeches on to that brand new fresh energy, that spark, that motivation, and then it slowly starts to deteriorate, because when people can't see themselves doing what you're doing, they're going to disagree with it every single time. If I can do a backflip and you know that you couldn't do a backflip, and I told you I want to do 10 backflips, you're going to tell me I'm crazy, because you're going to put yourself in my position knowing that you can't do a backflip and tell me I can't do it. It's just that simple. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe down below. I appreciate you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more videos. We're going for 365 uploads this year. I appreciate you. I'm out.